Hey guys, welcome to a special segment of Rednecks on Comics. I'm joined here with our exclusive artist, Albert Morales. He's done all the exclusives for our past two shows. And man, it's glad to have you here, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me out.
Right on, dude. so, man, what do you? Let's touch down on some really cool bits. What do you think of the con so far?
The
How's
con
it
the con's fun. To be honest with you, I do a lot of shows. From like Phoenix Comic Con or Phoenix Fan Fusion, as it's called now, to doing calling to go to San Diego Comic Con. And there's certain shows that you really like going to because it's more of the base of what Comic Cons really are.
been?
You know, comics and going through bins and getting a one-on-one meet and greet with the artists and having some actual time to conversate with them. I go, that's why I like it the most. I just talked to a guy who he drove 2 hours yesterday back and forth to come see me and talk to me and whatnot. Did the same thing today, right now in the middle of the rain. That's stuff like that is it's humbling
Yeah.
and it's really cool. So if you can reach out and take some time and talk to fans or people that really dig your work and really give them the time and effort that they give you, I think that's something fun to do. And a show like this with Dragons Mountain Comic Con, I think really gives that vibe and really lends itself to the fans.
Yeah.
So that's what I really dig about it.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we're happy to have you. We can't wait to see next year how next year's gonna go.
Yeah, that's already been
I'm pretty
confirmed.
sure we already got you set up for doing the next exclusive. And if y'all haven't seen them, just be looking on our website. We're gonna have them on there for a limited time because there's only so many, and this is the only place to get them. Is at Green Dragons Comic, or make your way out to the con today. But this probably won't post today, so
Yeah, no, they'll have a couple at the shop.
Yeah.
The big ones are for the most part they were selling really well, but they did make some 8x5s for
Yeah.
5x8s for people, and then this year I really wanted to outdo what we did last year.
Yeah.
So last year was Superman.
Mhm.
And
Superman Doomsday.
Yeah. And this year we did a Batman Rogues Gallery with Batman in there. Chibi Batman versus like a bulked up Bane and
Yeah.
Baby Doll, Killer Croc, Joker.
Harley in the back.
Harley in the back,
Smile.
yeah.
That's good.
So-
That's good. I got that one hanging up already beside last year's. I took it home last night. It was just like on the wall with it. So we jacked your display last night to show people what's going down. So now we want to hear Samurai Senorita.
Yeah, it's the new book. So Samurai Senorita, I got a call one day from a printer that I work with really frequently, and he asked if I had any projects that I wanted to do, anything in the works, and he said that there's some people that are interested in backing my project and really kind of sponsoring me, which is good because it's fortunate because that's not something that happens every day. If somebody called and said, "I want to put my money on you."
Yeah.
So they asked me if I had any concepts, and we sat down, we talked, and came up with this concept called Samurai Senorita, and I basically had to come up with the designs, the story, everything, not really on the fly, but at the same time it was,
Yeah.
as I'm drawing it. So a lot of the stuff is raw, but I'm definitely taking my time with it, and it's coming out really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause he keeps us on file with little touchdowns, little sketches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So, it's basically, in a nutshell, it's about a demon who steals the blade that made Japan,
Oh.
and he is on the run. And before he dies, he hides part of himself, in the blade, and a bunch of zealot gods that from the old gods of Japan are trying to hunt him down. So before he knows he's going to die, he hides part of himself in the blade in what was then old Mexico. So I'm mixing the Asian culture with the Hispanic culture, and that's hence Samurai Senorita. But
That's pretty dope, though. That's like a cool concept.
so now when our heroine finds it, it's a woman that's our heroine, Paloma. When she finds it, and she unleashes the blade, it awakens all the old gods, and not just from Japan but everywhere. It's a blade that's wanted for a certain reason. So then they start hunting down that blade, and that brings everybody to basically her doorstep. So, she has to become a hunter at the same time.
Yeah, so that's got me on the edge of my seat right now. Just like, bro, when is this?
Yeah.
Are we looking at any release date, kind of, sorta, or?
We are.
I'm ready for that.
I've got one more show that I got to do. I'll be in Vegas next weekend, and then I'm back on the book. I've been doing a lot of promotional work for the book, as well as doing a bunch of designs for some other concepts and projects. One of them is the Mega Men NYC. That's another project that I'm working on. I'm doing the first story arc on that, and that's basically mixing a bunch of house music and hip hop music, mixing with the comic book world. And then, but as far as Samurai Senorita goes, we're probably looking at July, August is what we're shooting for. It's already paid for, so we don't have to worry about that. Most of the pages are getting colored as we speak. There's going to be 4 different variant covers.
All right.
And we're already in talks about doing one for Green Dragon Comics in Tennessee. That's one that's going to be really cool looking. Mountain City, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll put you at least 2 of those.
Yeah.
I buy all Mark's like single covers. I buy them all.
So we'll have that done, and then it's going to be a one-shot book. So I really wanted to concentrate on the one-shot aspect, just because I know my timetables as far as getting other projects done. And I'd rather do a one-shot, self-contained, strong book than to have fans wait for a number 2 or a number 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
And when's it going to come out? And it's not their fault; it's the artist's fault for not being able to manage his timetable right. And I don't want to put him through that. So I think it's better just do the one-shot, leave it as a cliffhanger, and when you get the other book done, it gets done. But at least people know it's a one-shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the best way to go.
One final question for anyone out there. They're aspiring to get out and do what you do. Like, any advice, words of encouragement?
Yeah, I mean, the most you're ever going to hear from a lot of artists is probably the same question as anatomy. That's the biggest thing, and that's the easy answer. What they don't tell you is you got to hustle. You got to be wanting to do it. Sitting down and drawing comics, it's not the easiest job in the world. You got to be sitting at your desk a lot, taking time away from your family, or your whatever life you have. But I can say that you're probably what you want to do. It doesn't matter if you're the best artist or the strongest, or the weakest. If you're a cartoonist and draw Mickey Mouse all day, you want to one of the things you want to concentrate on is storytelling. Get in the habit of storytelling. Do a one-page of, from the start, just like the Sunday Funnies.
Yeah.
They start at one panel, end at another panel. If you can tell a story without using any words, you've done your job. If the people can understand it. So go from doing that one page to make it a 2-page story. Make it a 3-page story. Concentrate on your storytelling. Get used to doing panel work. They don't have to be fancy. Get used to the basics first of all. One panel, one panel, one panel, one panel. If that's what it takes. But at least you're getting in that habit of telling a story, because once it comes time for you to actually do a comic book, if you get to that level, you're not going to be pressured down with, oh man, how do I lay out this page? Oh man, I got to tell a story, and is it going to flow right? You're used to doing it on a daily habit, and if you're young, get in the habit of doing it. I can honestly say that's not one of the things that I did.
Yeah.
And it took me a little while to get used to it, but I could still tell a story within the panel work. So
That's good.
that's probably the best thing I can tell you to do, is get in the habit of practicing drawing all the time and practicing your storytelling. Because even the worst artist, McFarlane's even said it. You can be the worst artist or a mediocre artist, but if you're fast, if you can get the job done, and if you can communicate well, 99.9% of the time you're going to get the job over the hot artists that can't meet the deadline, can't turn any work, and can't communicate anything.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll see in a bunch of comics, you're like, oh, but Dave Finch is doing this awesome cover, or this guy, Joe so-and-so is doing this awesome artist, but his book's always late. But how come Daredevil with this mediocre artist is always coming out on time? It's because that guy can get the job done.
Yeah.
And the hot artist who practices on one panel or one figure for 3 weeks can't. So I'd rather be the mediocre guy and get the job done. Definitely want to be the best guy, but
Yeah.
you know, but if I got to be the mediocre guy to get the job done, then I'll be that guy. But shoot for being the best and just practice and practice. You know, communication and storytelling. That's what you really want to do. So.
So for anyone out there that we show your art on our page. We got your art hanging up in our store. If anyone wanted to get a hold of you, how would they go about getting for their con? Because
I'm on Facebook a lot. I keep it up throughout the day because I communicate through Facebook a lot. And it's just under Albert Morales. My email is artwise310 at hotmail.com. Yes, I still use Hotmail.
I was like, wow, bro.
It's better than dial up.
Yeah.
Not that far up, but it's still the same. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But it gets the job done.
Yeah, man.
And then my Instagram. My Instagram is probably the best place to find me, and it's at Angry Rooster Studios. There's a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
But you can find me on Instagram a lot too, and I try and post up as much as I can, unless I'm super busy. But I do try and post up and get people ready for events. And the print for this year, I was doing little sketches that'll lead up. One thing I'm going to start trying to do is daily sketches.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I want to do. They're not going to be fully tied on, but you're going to know what they are. And I want to do some daily sketches and put those up at reasonable prices, and people can, Instagram me and say, hey, I want that piece, or Facebook me or whatever. And
Well, I mean, all of us in the shop, we love your work. Mark's room is plastered in your stuff. I got my man cave downstairs. It's got last year's. It's got a few of your Harley originals. It's got this year's. It's got my daughter's comic book. I know it's supposed to be hers, but it's that's just so cool. So like I said, he does good work, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I let this dude rock my baby to sleep yesterday.
Yeah.
Just paint comic books and talk to my kid. I was like, this guy's awesome.
This is actually his hat. I'm actually wearing it because my hair is completely jacked up right now. Divas like myself can't be seen in this kind of
Distress.
form. Yeah, distress. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but like I said, this is Black Hammer with Albert Morales. We love to have you here, man.
Hey,
Can't wait
thanks
for
a lot.
next year, bro.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.